the AIC. So excited to have you here. My name is Erica, and I serve as the program manager at Conductor. Just as a friendly reminder, Conductor exists to empower entrepreneurs, innovators, small business leaders here in Arkansas, and we do that through events like today, monthly workshops and events, networking opportunities, pitch competitions, one-on-one consulting, and we also have a network of subject matter experts in different industries that would also meet with you, all at no cost. And then, of course, we also have the Arnold Innovation Center, which is powered by Cohen Corporation, and it is a low-cost co-working space. So we're so excited to have you today. I will delay no longer. Please help me welcome Tanisha.
You just said my name right, which is amazing. So I better get it right. All right, before I get started, I want to introduce Chef Marianne. Who's provided this wonderful lunch for you. Chef, you want to come up?
Hi guys. Chef Marianne. So I want to say thank you to Tanisha for inviting me, and thank you to the Conductor for allowing me to provide you guys with some delicious eats. As many of you know, I used to run your girlfriend's best friend's kitchen right here in Conway. We took a step back, kind of did some rebranding, and so now I'm just Chef Marianne. I do a lot of catering, a lot of big galas and big corporate events. I also have a food truck here off of Walnut Street, so you guys can come visit whenever catering season kind of dies down for the holidays. You know, I just wanted to speak a little bit about, you know, my journey a little bit. Being a female entrepreneur is difficult, right? I have 3 kids at home, so being away from them and actually just trying to make my mark in the industry has been challenging, I should say the least. But just like Tanisha, we kind of just put on that big girl underwear and we just kind of get through it. So I mean, with the help of the Conductor, they actually do a lot of good for entrepreneurs here in Conway. So just want to say thank you. You guys come visit me whenever we're open. Follow me on Facebook. It's just Chef Marianne, so you can see all pictures, start drooling at work, and then come and get something for lunch or dinner. But without further ado, I will announce the lady of the hour. Right? She has been a great friend. Anybody who knows Tanisha knows that she is, oh my gosh, she's a blessing. We met in Walmart, and she knew nothing what I was doing. And so she just said, hey, I saw you. And I was like, yeah. She was like, if I could tell you anything, just keep going. Keep going. Keep going, just post, keep going. And I think that stuck with me. And I've just been checking along ever since. So very thankful for Tanisha. So without further ado.
That's on if I'm going to cry. Also, I mean, so yeah. So whoever said it, I would. It's happening. All right. So hi guys. I'm so excited to be here. If you're hearing any nerves, it's just pure excitement. It's been a long time coming. Okay, 1, 2 bets. All right. First, I want to thank the Conductor for allowing me this opportunity to speak on my story. I forgot. To speak on my story, where we originated, how we were established, and where we're projected to go in the future. And again, I want to thank Chef Marianne for catering. Yes, she's an amazing chef, but I think she's even a better person than just female. So let's get started. Yay! All right, so Treehouse. All right, before I get started, I need to introduce. Hey, Erica, I'm having an issue right now.
See.
Oh, by the way, you're all like guinea pigs because I've never done like a PowerPoint presentation. So this is pretty exciting for me as well. I'm learning as we go. Cool. And for those who are taking pictures, I need you to cut to, okay? Have me out here looking crazy. I work too hard on the beat, okay?
Are you,
I work too hard.
Tanisha, are you talking to me? You hear the clicks over here, don't you?
I'm just saying, we're gonna do it. So let's just start right here. Before I get started, as far as talking about the business as a whole and my history in general, I want to speak of my little babies, who are the big babies now. We call ourselves the Round Tree Five because, of course, it's 5 of us. I raised my family to be team. We're all about teamwork, so we all just kind of put in. No one is higher or lower, except for the youngest one, bless her heart. She's the CEO, as all youngest babies are. So of course you see me, you see my son Felix, who's now graduating high school this coming year. So he's at the end of his school journey. I have Lila and Nora, I have twin girls. They're at the end of their middle school year. And then I have my baby girl, Skylar, who's at the end of her elementary year. So in May, if y'all see me looking a hot mess, and I'm looking like one of those 90s movies with all the mascara running down my cheek, is because there's so many different changes, and just seeing them grow up has just been amazing. But yeah, so we're kind of entering a new phase of life, and I just adore those kiddos.
There we go.
Okay, there we go, right on time. All right, so the unlikely story. A lot of you've already heard the story, but I want to get in more detail, and I'm actually going to go a little bit further back than what you've probably heard before. As you see, but God, don't worry. I'm not trying to recruit or convert. We already have somebody back there. They can do it for you. But I call this session But God because when I was raised in church, there would be a testimony of all the trauma and drama that's going on in an individual life. But they were in it, ... but God, right? So with all the things that could have gone wrong in life, I've had the privilege and honor to say, but God, all right? So just kind of give a little bit of history. For me, I was raised in an amazing family. Single mother home. My mom, she's not on here because she would kill me. She liked to be kind of on the low, you know. She would beat me, still to this day. And she was just she is an amazing person. And I had the privilege of seeing her walk through life, just striving to do whatever she needs to do to ensure that I had the best life possible. She is not only my best friend, but she's one of the most amazing people that I know to this day. And I aspire to be the parent and the mother that she is. As we went along in life, as I said, I have a pretty strong church background. One of the things she used to always tell me as part of my encouragement that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, you're a kid, you're just repeating stuff because, you know, that's what you hear. And lo and behold, over time, sometimes she'll just kind of pop it on me, you know, coming out of the room, hey, Tanisha, I could do. And I'm like, all things through Christ, that strengthens me. And, you know, as I grew older into my childhood, into teenager, you know, now it's not cool for real. Oh, I'm so sorry, Erica. She would have these moments that she was still springing on me. And I remember graduating from high school. In the last words she said, as I graduated, going into young adulthood, Tanisha, just remember, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. And for a while, that sounded real cute because I was in the safety of my home. And so I remember those words constantly, and I still do to this day. But I had to figure out what all things were. But as we know, life be life, right? So I found out that, yes, I can do all things, but my job is not quite working out and my manager is a bully. And I don't really like the circumstances I'm in. I can do all things, including give my heart and a son to a man, and the relationship still doesn't work out. I can do all things at 29. And trigger warning disclaimer for some. I can do all things, including make poor friends, make poor decisions in friends, and be set up for rape. And so with that, I realized maybe I cannot do all things. And if I could, how would I make that happen? So, as trauma does and as drama does, you try to figure things out, and I became very hyper independent, hyper focused on career, hyper focused on life, hyper focused on everything, right? Anything but me, right? So with that being said, I strive to be the very best person I could be because I'm gonna beat that stigma. I'm gonna beat the single Black mom stigma. I'm gonna beat all the things. I'm gonna be a winner no matter what. And I found my identity in winning. First mistake. I'm gonna figure this out. So with that being said, I found my identity in winning, and it worked. I got all the accolades. I was promoted quickly. I did all the things, and I became all the people to everyone, right? And I'm kind of cute, so it kind of worked out. Yeah, just throw that out there. So sprinkle right here. So it worked out well until it did. I became what you call, my background is marketing and sales, and so I was what you call a fixer. I was promoted quickly into corporate, and I would go around to the different businesses, for this retail chain, and I would see what their KPI was and just kind of help them, whether it's hire, fire, train, all the things. I was that chick. I was her. That's what everybody say now. I said, I feel real old saying that. But I was her. And I was her until I wasn't, until the company told me that I am no longer needed because they were going under. Okay? And this may update you to some of you that know my story. And so I lost my job. I found myself in a relationship that I did not desire to be in, and became an official single mom now of, those 4 beautiful children. But, children are beautiful when they act well. They're not so cute that, when they're kids, you forget about that part. But with that being said, it was just a really challenging time. And I tried over and over again to get back into the corporate world. And being a now newly single mom, it was difficult to either have the flexibility or to have the money. And let me tell you, childcare is expensive, especially when you're talking about kids under 10. And all 4 of them worked at that time. So with that being said, I tried over and over again, and I just kind of failed at it. And it got to a point where I've now cashed in my 401k, and I'm struggling, and all the things are just going wrong. I'm borrowing money. See this girl right here? She was like a little bank. God bless her. I think I still owe her some money. We're not gonna talk about that. It was just, life was just a struggle. So I found myself, as many of you heard me say, I was making decisions between paying a light bill or buying my children shoes, or sometimes there were moments where we had candlelight dinners, and that wasn't always voluntary, right? It was a real struggle. And looking back, I kind of thank God for those moments, because those are the closest times that we ever were together. The struggle brings you together, but I didn't see that at the moment, right? So with that being said, my mom and I, we were talking because ego and all the things, I didn't want anyone's help. It's all about me. Remember, I'm hyper independent. She said, well, have you ever thought about starting a cleaning business? And I was like, honey, I wear suits. I don't clean toilets. Like, do you see this? And she's like, well, you might need to humble yourself and kind of think about some things, because at this time, 401k is depleted and all the things are happening. So with that being said, struggle after struggle, failure after failure to find a job, I decided that I would start this business. Now, there were times that I would have to scrape change to buy discount bread. And there were times I had to scrape change just period, just to buy dollar socks, right? But this time we decided to scrape change to start the cleaning company. And I remember praying like, Lord, before I start this thing, I don't know what's going on. I've tried all the things. But if you would align me with the right people, I will just take it from there. And he was faithful to that. And I'll talk more about that later. So with that prayer, I said, okay, we're just gonna do it. And so me and the kiddos, we're scraping under the couch, we're scraping in the car seats and all the places, purses and all the things, you know, girls' purses, all the change. You're almost rich, you know. And full transparency, my account was in non-sufficient funds, so I couldn't take the change to the bank. So me and the kiddos, we took it to Coinstar. And we poured the contents into Coinstar, got a receipt, gave that receipt to the teller, and she gave us a $20 bill. From there, Treehouse was born. We went to Dollar Tree and we got our first supplies. And it was so exciting. We knocked on doors and finally got into some connections where I actually started attending the conductor events. Now, mind you, I'm still in the position that I am in. Food is scarce. And conductor gave free food. I mean, I was in a moment where, you know, my kids' little leftover meals when they're finished eating was my meal. So to have not only being exposed to all of the things that the conductor brought to the table, I also experienced good food. And I mean, there's so much humanity in just eating. And that's why I chose Mary Ann. There's a reason for that, because I knew she would give you her best. So with that being said, I met someone. Why are you here? Oh my God. I got a personal call. I was talking to who was the CEO at one point in time, Kim Lane. I was like, Kim, I got this idea for a business. I'm kind of struggling. I don't really know what to do, but I have this big vision. I've always been a visionary. I don't know what to do with it. Can you help me? And she's like, yeah. Can you give this strange man an email and set up a time? And I'm like, sure. Let me go Kleenex. I brought Kleenex because I know me. So if y'all didn't get y'all Kleenex, take more pictures of me. But but anyways, can you give this strange guy a call? And I'm like, okay. So I enter the office and here's Jeff Standridge. And I am just spewing all of these ideas. Like, he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, here, because I don't know about you. At the time, I didn't have a lot of people in my corner that I can actually be vulnerable enough to share my vision. And then even if not understanding, will encourage that thing. And so to speak with him, thank you, Erica. So to speak with him, and I'm spearing all of these things, saying, I want to do this, and I want to make $1 million here. And it wasn't about being rich. It's just about setting a goal to ensure that I can care for my kids, my family. And I also want to make an impact. You know, I want to be that cool person that says, here's a, at the time was big, $100 to whatever charity. I wanted to be that person. And he was, and I'm talking about you like you're not here, I'm trying not to look at you. The most important yes that I ever have. Not because he said, yes, you can do it, but it came with clarity, it came with direction, and it came with a lot of homework. And so it was read the books, you know, join this thing and all of that. And over time, it actually began to work. It was a lot of work because I wasn't a huge reader. You know, if it wasn't history, I am a nerd. If it wasn't history or something like that, I didn't read a lot of business books. I didn't know anything. And he took me in my vulnerable place and allowed me to have the vision, and he backed it with his own wisdom. And I want to thank you. So everybody give Jeff. These strange man. I like to scare you every now and then. Yeah, and so, he will forever be a part of my story, and I talk about him behind his back and why he knows this, because he's so amazing. And if it was no Jeff, if it was no conductor, there would be no Treehouse. Without question. So with that being said, within 8 months, we did have the privilege of earning several awards, but I didn't list all of them, but because I don't want to bore you. But just recently, we earned the Women in Business Award through the Conway Area Chamber of Commerce. Outstanding Minority Business, I think that was in 2018. And the Reader's Choice Awards. And there were several others, but these really just kind of hit home because this was in a place that I was most vulnerable, where I didn't really see my worth, but because they saw the value, I didn't necessarily understand and believe in my own vision, but to have people that backed me was pretty amazing. And we just kind of started growing really fast. But then, child. Let me tell you something that nobody ever tells you in the middle. I feel better now. Okay, I got it now. My health is coming up. Come on, God. Come on, God. Yes, all right. So, child, listen. What people don't tell you is if you're ever in the middle of things where you're escaping where you used to be, the trauma, the drama, and everything, but then you have your vision that's coming in front of you, the two eventually clash, and you have to realize what position that you're going to take. Are you going to go left or are you going to go right? And it is like, have you ever played double dutch?
Yes.
So it's kind of like this. Like, okay, I'm making stuff forward, but it's back. And so I have to deal with a lot of crap. A lot of crap. So I have this vision that's coming to realization. I have this vision that's being realized, and I'm seeing it, and I own it, and I understand what I'm doing. I understand my purpose in it. That is beyond me. It's not even just my business, but the old tendencies start creeping up, those little insecurities. You remember when you did this, right? You remember when you did that. So it was a lot of little drama. And with that being said, I had accelerated growth with almost accelerated insecurities. And it was an explosion. So in 2022, July 21st to be exact, I broke my ankle. And I had to deal with a lot of mess that I ran away from. And I suffered what most people would know as a burnout. And let me tell you, it is not sexy, honey. No. It is not sexy at all. Thank you, Erica. And it was incredibly challenging. But one thing that I am so thankful for is through it all, and again, not trying to recruit you, but God maintained me through all this child moment. It was incredibly challenging to have to deal with self and then deal with everything else that's around. But it happened. And one of the things that I'm thankful for is because I was still in that hustle bustle mode because of all the trauma, the drama, being hyper focused, hyper independent, and all of that. I remember that the Lord spoke to me and he was like, hey, I'm gonna show you how to get more by doing less. And that made no sense to me at all. I'm like, how is that even possible? Because I gotta grind, right?
Yes.
You gotta hustle, right? But that's not what it's about. What kind of impact are you making in your family? Are you even present in your family? Not to the awards ceremonies or the car shows, but are you just there? And I had to answer that moment truthfully and say no. Even though all the things that I did was for them, it wasn't necessarily what I was attached to. My identity, once again, became tied to the business. So Holy Spirit, for me, said, yes, this business did start with me. You did make that prayer to be aligned with great people and all of the things. It started with me, but now it's ended with you. And so we need to do this thing all over again. And I said, okay, I'm game. And it was very challenging because I had to put a lot of ego and pride aside and all the accolades and all the beautiful things. That's the reason I put them all up here. They no longer meant the same thing. I appreciate it, but it's not who I am. So I would encourage anyone that has a business that's aspiring to be a business owner, who's aspiring to just do great things and make a positive impact. Make sure you know where your identity is tied to. Your failures are your own, your success are your own, but that's not who you are. I hope that makes sense. Ooh, I did it. Yeah, I was creeping, I was trying to be smart with it too.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. So, yeah, so I found a lot of identity in that. And with the moment that I took, which I took a year off, and I was blessed to take a year off, I really found my identity in what was real for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna change this setting real quick, if that's okay. He's gonna take over for you.
Huh? It's all good.
Preach.
It's all good. Preach. I wasn't trying to. Okay, I'll take it then.
That way you won't go off on us anymore and we won't keep interrupting you.
Okay. You're fine. I appreciate you for your help.
Right, do you know how to do this? So sorry.
The baby. That's what I'm saying, it's like, it's a real baby.
All right.
Thank you so much.
We're so sorry about that.
Cool. All right, that's perfect. So this is where we are, with new vision, with new insight. We basically have rebranded the company. So now, 2023, our company vision is as follows: to be the most trusted, most recognized, and most profitable national brand in the janitorial industry. The key word is national. Conway will always be our home. It's something that I am absolutely determined to do, but we will branch out eventually, nationally. Our mission is to empower our clients with time and an elevated environment to excel in their business operations. When we speak about elevation, I don't necessarily mean just a clean environment. We want to be the barometer by which people measure their energy, their spirits. So when we come in and we have, by the way, my team is right here too. My amazing team. There's been times where things can be chaotic, especially with post-construction or new move-ins, outs, and all the things. When we're working with property managers, and we've had moments where they've had bad days, but that does not affect who we are. We want to make sure that you come out still with your bad day, but you come in empowered and again feeling elevated. So it's not about the condition of the place, it's also about the condition of your heart as well. Our core values, which is extremely important to us, that I'm also held accountable to, is that we're compassionate, that we care about our teams, our clients, and our community in that order. Patty's looking at me because we have to make sure that we're taking care of our people. At the end of the day, if I'm taking care of my people and doing the best that I can, they're gonna do the best for you guys. They're gonna do the best for anyone while I'm not present. So it's integrous in part, in part with that. Loyalty. We're committed to the order, training, and conduct that produces growth. So we have, again, done a full transition on where we are to get more with less by doing less. So we want to make sure that we're all still focused on being loyal to what we're trying to do. Service. We use our hands to show our hearts. That's my favorite one, because at the end of the day, janitorial business is not rocket science, right? Cleaning a toilet's not rocket science, but finding reliable people that's gonna do the job well and still take pride in what they do day in and day out, that can be hard. So I wanted to make sure that they understood that when you're doing a great job, you're showing your character. It's not just about the actual transaction of the business. Excellence. We hold ourselves to a high standard in our words, appearance, and action. Yeah, so we're not gonna come in your place jacked up. I've seen that. I've seen that. And so we wanna make sure that, you know, we hold guard to what we're about, teamwork. We take care of one another. That's a fact. It's pretty much cut and dry and fun. We enjoy what we do. No, we're not obsessed with cleaning toilets, okay? We're not obsessed with it, but we enjoy one another because at the end of the day, any business, any job is a people's thing. So we make sure that we have the right people in place, that we enjoy one another, which makes, of course, the job fun. Our brand promise is reliable service and professional results. Now, so you're gonna leave out of here, you're like, oh my gosh, Smith is so amazing. She kind of cried a lot, but you know, she's pretty cool. I want to tell somebody about her business, right? All you need to tell them is that we provide reliable service and we give professional results. That is our brand promise, meaning that we will uphold that word, but it also means that that's what they should expect. That's the expectation. We want to be held accountable for that, okay? So what's next? Oh my God, okay. By the way, if you ever see my kids looking like this, mind your business, okay? They earned it. They earned it, I promise you. Yeah, I passed somebody who saw me in Walmart. I was like, oh God, they're gonna be my kids. So yeah. All right, so now we are officially, and this comes from an announcement, we are 100% commercial, meaning that we are no longer servicing residential, even though we love our residential clients. We have referred them out, or they decide to go a different way. But we are now 100% commercial. Was an act of faith. How cute, man. I just love them. All right, so our industry partners are your realtors or property management. That is what our focus is going to be for the next probably 6 months, simply because we're about to go into peak season. And so we're really trying to focus on that, but we do have general offices, we take care of schools, daycare, medical facilities, and government and industrial parks. So, and we're doing pretty good. Our responses are going really well. I think we've increased profits by from 18 to 20%, which is like the national average. We're now up to 45%. So that is the difference between doing just residential and focus on commercial. It's a huge profit margin and it's more consistent. If somebody wants to know why, that's the reason why, because we want to make sure that we're taking care of our people and that we can expand again nationally. All right, additional services that we've offered. We have now partnered with several service partners, which we are white labeling, which simply means that they have an independent business. We're basically using them as a subcontractor, just full transparency, but they are working under our core values. They're all working under our mission. We have a very clear understanding of that, and they will still come to your property with our uniform because they are part of our family and they're taking care of our clients. Okay, I just want to be clear on that. So we're now offering carpet cleaning, landscaping and irrigation, which means that basically we can draw out a landmark, and this is for somewhat residential, but we can draw out landmarks and all the things that make your land pretty. I'm pretty excited about that. Of course, we do basic lawn care, window cleaning. We can go up to 4 stories. That's where our insurance are, and parking lot pickup. So that could also mean that we're power washing. So if you have huge oil stains or anything like that, we can take care of that as well. And we have more services coming, but these are the ones that are right now solidified. All right, so one of my favorite quotes is the difference between service and being served. This comes from Alan Kaiser, which again, when we used to visit the conductor, when I used to visit a conductor earlier, he would have speaking engagement. He is the owner of the Chick-fil-A's here locally in the Conway area. And I was kind of stalking him like I do pretty much everybody, like Jeff and Grace and Owen over there. And so that was that always stuck with me. And I wanted to make sure that our clients knew not only that, yes, of course, we provide service. Yes, we clean the toilet. Yes, we clean the windows and all the things. But I want to stand out in the sense that I want you to feel like you've been catered to, like you matter, that we're accessible to you, that what we do, we actually deeply care about you. And we've done a really great job, especially Patricia here. She's done a phenomenal job reaching out to our clients if we haven't heard from them in a while, or just assuring that we're scheduling and all of that. So partnership concepts. You were here starting in February when we started heavily marketing. You were here to start talking more about janitorial partners, because we're not just a janitorial service. We want to make sure that you understand that we are actual partnerships. Now, similar to the partnerships that you may have, not necessarily romantically or platonically or in business, that means that it's a give and take, that it's reciprocal, right? We want to make sure that you understand that we got your back as well as you have ours. Time duration. We have one of the fastest turnover when it comes to property management. That woman right there, Shelby, is one of the fastest people I know. We can literally turn over 8 properties in one day. So if you're a property manager or a realtor, we're looking at 40 properties in a week, which is crazy, which means we can get you in and out so that you can be more profitable and you have more flexibility on what you're going to actually do with the property, whether it's leasing it out or selling. Which also means, of course, it's more profitability, because the less time it takes for us to get in and out of a property, the less we have to charge, because some of that is about timing. Because of course, we all know as business owners, as managers, as leaders, that what is the most expensive thing in a business? Man hours, right? So if we can get in and out, that's the least amount that you have to pay. Consistency is key. We keep scoring. Now, as we've gone deeper into the business, we want to keep score of where we are, how our clients are being treated, how well our team members are participating in initiating conversation even with our clients. Let's see, employee engagement. We balance, what is that? We balance the goal for excellence and operating in our humanity. Yes, we are a company, and I am a bit of a perfectionist. Some of y'all say picky, but that's the great thing about having this kind of business. You can be. I get paid to be picky. How about that? One of the things that you know about me is that I am very, very, I won't say picky, but I strive for excellence. That's something that will never leave me, because I feel that if you paid me to do a service, it should be done well. With that being said, understand that our team members may have a bad day. Again, we've talked about clients having a bad day. So we want to strive for excellence, but we want to make sure that you're good, that we're not robbing you of your humanity if you've had a poor day, or things that, like I said, life. Organization or company strategy, deep over wide. We take everything in stride. Okay, I just made that up because I was like, they gotta be cute. With that being said, our organizational strategy is to be deep. We want to take dominion over this industry without question. We want to be with the right people at the right time in the right place. We don't just want to have clients to have them. We want to make sure that we have a deep understanding of what your needs are and how we can serve you in the best way possible, that is consistent, that will last in the long run. The mistake that I made before is because I was so adamant about just being bigger, not necessarily better, is that all the balls will begin to drop, right? But as we go deeper, I realized that one thing we're doing is being more profitable with less accounts. Secondly, our name is spreading like wildfire. Sometimes people will meet us in new areas that they know us. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. So it's working, and I can't wait till next year again when we start marketing seriously. So deep instead of wide. So we're selected by our clients basically. Performance management systems. One thing I am so excited about being a CEO, I can say CEO now, I wasn't always, is that I have the opportunity to be generous. And so we do have company and community incentives. With the ladies, with my company and team, we have something that's called a referral program. where they actually get 10, well now, okay, don't correct me, I'm getting it. It's usually 10, but they get 25% of profits out of all the referrals that they give us. So say for instance, they refer a business, and we just gonna say for sexy numbers, it's $1,000 profit. Well, they will get 25% of that up to December 31st, correct? So they can actually make money on top of their work. So if you think about having an incentive to not only buy into the company, but they're also seeing the worth of their work as well. With our community, I haven't forgot about you people. So one thing that we are going to roll out, and I can say it now, is that for any referrals that we give out, pretty black and white, if they sign on the dotted line for a year contract, we'll give you $100. It's not going to be a drawing. It's not going to be anything outside of anything. It's just simply $100. Like, hey, here's a referral. Oh, they signed. Here's $100. So if you need a little extra Christmas money, take advantage of it. I'm here. Okay. Job specialization, what you'll find in our business that does differentiate from a lot of the commercial janitorial partners is that each client will have their own specific team members. We do not do a rotation system. That means that you can trust these people are going to be there and be there on schedule and be there on time. I'm very big on that. But not only that, you get to build a relationship. And my teammates get to build a relationship with clients, and Pat's like, well, you know how such and such is, you know, I gotta be there. Let me call her on Monday, because we want to make sure that we're still building their relationship, again, going deeper. So you will always have the same person each time, or same people. Creative measurable performance, again, we keep score of everything. We make sure that we follow up with our clients at least once a month. Sometimes it's more often. And happiness guarantee. One of the things that I haven't had to use, thankfully, is our happiness guarantee, which means that we get a call and we say, hey, tell me Dick and Harry didn't clean the property correctly. We will be there within 3 to 4 hours to correct that mistake. We do not leave it for the next day. We do not leave it for the next person. If it's within business hours, we will be there, period. Now, we haven't had to use it, but it's there just in case. If it's outside of hours, of course, we will take care of it as early as we can the following business day. All right, so to connect with the best, I don't know how I'm doing on timing. Look at God. Okay, so connect with the best. I would highly encourage anybody watching, please connect with the conductor. They already have your card today, so you obviously know it works. Brooklyn Parker, you did not know you were going to be here. Everybody, this is Jason Owens. It's his law firm that Brooklyn Parker works under, and amazing people. I won't go to anybody else. I love them dearly. They're great people. They're very personable, and you know, hey, that's what it's about. And if you're needed to get connected with the Conway Chamber of Commerce. They're absolutely amazing. It's some of the best connections I've ever made, not just to partner with someone to build the business, but also within philanthropy, also just in general, just being around like-minded people, and again, being exposed to greatness, and it just inspires you on a day-to-day basis. So yeah. And of course, you can get connected with me, which 90% of y'all have my number. You better call me. So contact me, feel free. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Do we have any questions? Are you taking questions?
Oh yeah, okay, questions, go for it.
I have one.
Yeah.
Why in particular did your mother suggest a cleaning business? Was there a particular reason, or was it just?
That is a good question. Actually, she used to fuss me like, you're doing too much, girl. You know, when the business kind of started, I'm like, Mom, this is what you want to do. She said, I just wanted you to make a little bit of change so you can pay some bills. I didn't expect you to do all of this. So it was just, of course I am. She is too. Though. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. So what inspired the name Treehouse?
Okay, last name, oh, it's funny, thank you for asking it. Last name is Roundtree. So at the time we were doing residential cleanings, of course, only. And so Roundtree Treehouse cleaning. Also, that Treehouse, that's actually my handwriting. So yes, my handwriting is pretty, thank you. And so, the marketing team that I had at the time used that, as part of my logo. I thought that was pretty cool.
A funny story.
Yeah.
I am about entrepreneur, and previously to our business, it was called My Home Services,
Yeah.
which was kind of a broad name for us. We got a lot of questions about what we did in the beginning. And there's this big billboard in town, and there's this black girl on it in her cleaning business. And I think she did some Airbnbs at the time, was the focus or something. And I heard about her, and I was like, dang, that girl's got it going on. Look at her on that billboard. And a car pulled up next to me, and they're like, hey, do you do cleaning services? And I was like, no, girl. But have you seen the billboard? And I referred her to you, and who knows what came of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
ever since then, and then you came to our store. I have never met you. You
Yeah.
came to our store in like instant friendship. And
Absolutely.
so we just love and support you,
Oh.
and we just can't wait for your future.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. It was really